A rapidly growing town needs infrastructure that keeps up. That's why Erie, Colorado has a brand new bridge.
Because that old bridge was really scary.
And the $1 million that was supposed to pay for it, well, it's missing.
Initial reaction is obviously a little bit of shock, but I work at a software company, so it's something that can happen. Fraud is everywhere, and it's something to be vigilant about.
The town administrator says someone filled out a form on the town's website asking to receive payment for building the bridge electronically. The problem is that person wasn't with the construction company. The town says that an employee approved it accidentally, giving $1 million to a stranger.
This is something that really should never happen.
Trustees Dan Woog and Scott Charles say a decision that involves $1 million should have been verified at the highest level.
If it's any individual's fault and if things are done correctly, I believe that multiple people should have had their eyes on this.
The town administrator, Malcolm Fleming, agrees and says the policy wasn't followed.
They should have. That was our policy, and that policy was not followed.
And that policy was to verbally corroborate with the company that they were the ones that actually made the change. That didn't happen, and because of it, a town employee has resigned. Now, the town does have a $2 million insurance policy, but that claim has yet to be settled. The town is still holding out hope that the FBI might find whoever stole the money.